Semiconductor Industry Strategy for Ukraine. Eugene Astako, Chairman of the Board, National Semiconductor Association of Ukraine, NSAU, Semiconductors lead at the Win-Win Project Office. Greetings from me. Indeed, my name is Eugene Astako. It is my task to discuss the Trust for Sectoral Strategy for Semiconductors, chips for Ukraine, and it is an impossible thing to discuss a strategy within 10 minutes. It's a challenge and we need the strategic vision to accomplish that. So here is my claim. I would like to have a clicker of some sort to manage my presentation. Thanks. So in fact, I very often, for a broad circle, I have prepared for the general public, for the lay people. This is technology that we are concerned with during this war. And every device that you are holding right now, and you can see it's on and off, with an on and off button, includes chips in its design. Every year we develop more than one trillion chips, and we have about 100 per person. The transistors, about 100 quintillions or 100 billions. This is an enormous figure. Difficult to imagine the number of stars known to humankind and visible through the optical devices is about that size. In 2024, we shipped about 8 of silicon plates, square kilometers of silicon plates, and we have chips enough produced to cover a city of New York size. This technology works with the super small sizes. Visually speaking, you can see the coffee grain, 1 centimeter, 2 millimeters for the cereal, 80 millimeters human hair, erythrocytes, 8 micrometers, molecule, 1 micrometer virus, 100 nanometers, 1 transistor. It's not 300 nanometers. There is a model 2 nanometers long. With 1 kilometer, you can have 200 million transistors. One circuit can include about 100 kilometers of wires and trillions of transistors and thousands of such circuits can be accommodated by one silicon plate. So, about the timelines. In fact, our work started in autumn 2023. Mikhail Fedorov supported personally this idea for developing semiconductors of Ukrainian make. And by the end of autumn 2023, we included that in the Win-Win strategy. Started this with the sectoral one, and in spring, autumn this year, we started the strategy, and we have this as the most important subject matter. There are 5 strategic goals. First, to create manufacturing facilities. We insist on Ukraine having the founders of such manufacturers. This is difficult. This is challenges. This is capital intensive, but we should not confine it to importation. We should develop our own manufacturing facilities. R&D, our competencies, our research projects. For this, we need the infrastructure, the cadre, and the ecosystem. as a whole. Thirdly, development of human capital. Perhaps this is the most difficult bottleneck in this story, because you can find some resources, you can build an infrastructure, but you cannot that easily find people. You have to develop them, to cultivate them, and this is one of the principal points. Fourthly, creation of service infrastructure, licensing centers we need, and all sorts of accelerators supporting the projects inside Ukraine. And the last thing is localization of components and materials, because Ukraine can offer to the digital market some local materials, and that includes rare earth materials for chip production. It's less than 1% in the composition, but without them we cannot create a chip. And it is very important we can the tariff wars waged by President Trump and the response of China, holding principal monopoly on rare earth materials, the most critical materials, helium, and it's about 700 tons, 99% produced by China. And geological service estimation is 8.4 million tons in the deposits in Ukraine. So the fifth goal is to localize components. This is about the equipment and servicing, maintenance of the equipment for creation of production. We can see that we can see this adjusted to defense tech needs, and we can develop R&D and create projects, launch Ukrainian projects, and grow the catering. And the first factory, this is a principal development. We cannot build it on our own, but we can create preconditions to engage partners and build it and develop in Ukraine. This is by 2030. There will be the mature processes, technological processes, and in 2022 we had a 21% rise for the military budgets in the world. Mostly these are the mature nodes based, and our third top goal, ambitious, strategic, and super difficult, in our opinion very necessary for Ukraine, the three clusters that will have in totality output of 150,000 plates a month. This will claim us such a position in the industry that entails benefits technological and geological. In our relations with the partners, we will have an additional bonus. Well, based on the interest, not just some kind of compassion or fellow feeling. Does it fit in the global context? Several facts. Presently, any geopolitical cluster, every geopolitical cluster is developed. 25 in the US, 17 planned, 8 being developed. Asia also highlights 20 projects, 16 planned, 9 being implemented. In the EU, you can see just 13 projects, 11 planned, 2 being implemented. But Europe have plans for technological autonomy. They are launching the ChipX 00 or 20. This is technological autonomy. This is one of the important conditions, preconditions for our strategy to be real and to be implemented. Europe needs us, and we know what to offer Europe for them to become technologically autonomous in this respect, at least. Another frequently asked questions, whether it's a right time to do that at the time of war. This is about our defense capabilities that all need those micro diagrams. And in the course of this war, we have suffered from constraints and inability of our partners to supply some components. Redesigning of the supply chains, because manufacturing facilities migrate from the Asian region actively, and Ukraine can become one of the hubs, the new hubs, the human potential. Ukraine used to develop and produce about 40% of microelectronic devices in the USSR. Now we are regaining this engineering potential, now lost, and we need hardware and access to partners, markets, the total scope by 2035, $2 trillion, both private and public, and we have to engage partners, be interesting for them, and that's the essence of this project. We created the association in order to unite the market, R&D facilities, research scientists to speak in one voice. This is the Ukrainian Semiconductor Association. We are inviting those involved to join us, to organize. This is a separate discussion, though. Well, that's it from me. And I think that Ukraine has to become semiconducted again.